Good morning, everyone, and a very happy Friday to you all. So, this morning I've come up with a little bit more of a Pilates routine that focuses on spinal mobility. So, it's going to be a lot of rotation and flexion through the spine. So, if you know that you have a lot of stiffness through your spine and you're doing some of the exercises and you are a little uncomfortable through your mid to lower back, please let me know. Stop the exercise and just let me know what's happening, where you're getting the discomfort, and I'll be able to come up with some exercise alterations for you. So starting off for today's session, all you're going to need is a cushion or two. I'm going to be using 2 cushions because I like to get a little bit more extension, but it's up to you. If you know that you've got quite a lot of stiffness through your spine, maybe just take it a little bit more gently to begin with. So starting off, coming onto your mat. Now we're going to be doing all of the movements on the floor today, so we're not going to be getting up and down. So feel free to set yourself up in a really lovely comfy way and then we can get started right away. So I'm going to set myself up in this position here. So I'm going to start with from both my legs out in front, and then I'm going to take one leg back behind me. So it's a little bit of a different position. Let me know if you need any clarification getting into this position here. But you should have one leg out in front of you just like this. If this is uncomfortable to do, you are more than welcome to do it in a seated position, or you can have your legs out in front or just legs splayed out to the side like this if that is a little bit more comfortable. But for all intents and purposes, I'll be doing it this way. So starting off, you want plenty of room around you, keeping your chest and pelvis square to the wall directly out in front of you. And starting off, we're going to go into something called a mermaid stretch. So what I want you to really think about doing is pushing your pelvis back and down away from your rib cage. So you want to be sitting up as tall as you possibly can. So it's a nice straight line from the crown of your head to your tailbone. And now from here, I'm going to be taking my right arm out to the side, and I'm going to reach my left hand all the way overhead. Now the goal here is to get as much length through the side of my body as possible and really reach long and stretch, and then I'm going to come all the way back over the other way, and I'm going to bring my right arm overhead and I'm going to stretch open this way. So for those of you that are familiar with Pilates, this is a mermaid stretch. So if you are doing this in a seated position, that's absolutely fine. Just find whatever position is most comfortable for you. Right now, we're just focusing on getting a little bit of side bending. So we're working through our thoracic spine, which is our mid-spine, and we want to focus on getting as much lateral flexion, so that's bending to the side, as possible, as this is really important to maintain our spinal health. We're going to go one more each way now, so really open up, try and get as much range as possible. You might feel really stiff this morning, and that's fine. This will be the perfect session for you to start to get some more length through your spine. Now come back just into a nice spine stacked position here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into a little bit of a twist through the spine, but if you can bring your hands to the back of your head here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our elbow down towards the ground as far as you can, just like we were doing before, but then we're going to twist through the spine and turn towards the wall to our right. So I'm going to bring my left elbow down towards the ground and then come all the way back up, and now I'm going to twist and rotate towards the right hand side. So the entire way through this exercise, I can feel both of my sit bones ground onto the mat, so I'm not lifting my hips. I'm working within the range that I've got. And I did practice these exercises beforehand, so I've got a little bit more range. So if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm feeling stiff, just work with it for a couple more repetitions. Let's go one more lateral flexion to the side, coming back up, change your knee position if you need to get a little bit more comfortable, and then one twist towards the right. Beautiful. Let's change sides. So now I'm going to pivot my legs around to face the other way. So my right foot now is pointing towards the wall back behind me. If it's more comfortable, you can straighten that leg out a little bit more to get into this position here. Starting off, we're going to go into that lovely mermaid stretch. So making sure that your sit bones are as ground as they possibly can be. You're sitting up really nice and tall. And then you're going to take your left arm out to the side and bring your right arm right up overhead, getting a nice stretch through the right side of the body now. And now we'll come all the way over to the left, really stretching through that spine. So you might find that one side of your body feels a lot more stiff than the other. And this kind of series is the most wonderful thing you can do for your spine to really get more length. You might even find at the end of this little series today that you're actually feeling a couple of centimeters taller. I've been loving these movements during home isolation. Okay, we're going to go one more each way. So one more stretching right over towards the left, one more right over towards the right. And then when you're ready, making sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. This time, I'm going to bring my right elbow down towards the ground. And then I'm going to open up as much as possible and twist and rotate through the spine towards the left. Now I'm going to go again. Open up with my side of my body towards the ground and then twist and rotate towards the left. Let's go just a few more here to get some lovely range through the body. Move within your comfortable range for this series. Don't push yourself too hard. Open up to the side and then twist through the spine. And let's go one more each way. Open up towards the side and then twist. Beautiful work, fantastic. Continuing with some rotation through the spine, bring your legs out nice and wide now. So really make sure that you have a nice stretch through your inner thighs. And if you find it a little bit uncomfortable sitting in this position, if you feel like you're slouching a little bit and your tummy's just dumping out in front of you, you can take one of your cushions and just place it underneath your bottom so that you're sitting up in a really nice tall position here. It definitely makes it more comfortable for me in this position because I've got a little pelvis. Now, I want you to bring your arms out to a capital T shape, just like this. And imagine that you've got little razors on the outside of your little finger. What you're going to do is rotate through the spine first of all, and then reach forward, and you want to imagine cutting off in a little soaring motion your baby toe. Then come back up, and we're going to twist and rotate over to the other side. I know we do soar often, but I love this movement for the body. Now remember, you do not have to get to the baby toe. If you're feeling a bit stiff this morning, you might want to just amputate at the ankle or even the knee. As long as you're really focusing on that little pulsating action, 3 little pulses of that soar action to get a nice little twist through the spine. So twist and then pulse that little chop for 3, 2, 1, and come back through the middle. Let's go one more to each side. Twist and chop. Beautiful. And then one last one over this way. 3 and 2 and 1. Fantastic work. Let's start to challenge our abdominals a little bit more now. So come into a seated position again on your mat. You can be facing whichever way you like. Starting off with this one, I'm going to give you a little variation just to go a little bit lighter. So if you know that you struggle through your lower abdominals and you tend to get stiff through the lower back, stay holding on to your hamstrings for this one and just focus on maintaining a C curve. So by C curve, I don't mean dumping into your spine and becoming shorter. I want you to really think about lengthening through your spine and melting back into a C shape and then coming all the way back up with a proud chest. So really focus on tucking the tailbone, peeling down, keeping shoulders back and down, and then roll all the way back up to the top. Now, even though you won't feel a significant burn with this exercise, you are still going to be working wonders for your little abdominals. So if you're happy with this little regression here, that is absolutely fine, and you are more than welcome to stay at this level. If you would like a little bit more, come with me now. Extend the arms without holding on, peeling down through your spine, and then exhale to roll back up and straighten right back up through your spine. Now we're going to peel back down again, peeling down through the spine to your comfortable level. Exhale to roll back up, sitting up nice and tall. So tuck the tailbone, peeling down vertebrae by vertebrae. If you find that you've got quite good abdominal strength, you can actually come down a fair bit further. So you can come down until you're almost completely lying on the mat and then roll straight back up as long as your heels are staying planted on the ground. But if you are feeling a little bit of tenderness through the lower back, just work within the range that you've got. Don't roll down too far. Okay, we've got a little challenge now. If you're happy at this level, you can stay here. Otherwise, come with me for a little challenge. So we're going to peel down and I'm going to bring my left arm up overhead. Just once, and then I'm going to bring that arm back down and I'll roll back up. This time I'm going to peel down and I'm going to bring my right arm up overhead, holding that static position with the rest of the body. Rolling back up. Really just focus on breathing in to prepare. Exhale, arm up overhead. Inhale, arm back down. Exhale to roll back up. Finding your own rhythm with the breathing. Arm up. Inhale, arm down. Exhale, roll back up. Good work. We're going to do one more single arm on each side, and then we're going to go into a double arm series, unless you're happy to stay at this level here. One last one on the right side. Beautiful. And now we're going to go down into a double arm reach up overhead. So peel down and hold, arms reach up, and then arms come down and roll back up. Let's go again. Peeling down, reaching arms up overhead, arms come back down, roll back up, and we'll go 3 more times. And on the last one, I've got a little surprise for you if you want a little bit extra. And 2, peel down, arms up, arms back down. Now you can either do 1 rep or you can do 3 in a row. So reach arms up, back down, exhale arms up, back down, and last one here. And arms down and roll all the way back up. Fantastic work. Well done. Okay, we're going to go now into a thread the needle movement. So if you are ready to, come all the way onto your hands and knees. Now, with this little series here, I want you to really focus on getting a nice twist through your spine. So if you do have shoulder issues at the moment, you can absolutely be resting on one elbow like I am here. I just prefer to get as much rotation as possible, so I'm going to be up on all fours. But remember, you definitely can be on one elbow to make it a little bit more comfortable through your shoulder. So now I'm going to take my left arm up towards the ceiling and I'm going to look up towards my left fingertips. And then I'm going to scoop my left hand underneath my body and look towards the right side of the room. So I'm going to bring that left arm up overhead and then I'm going to scoop that left arm underneath my body. Reaching up overhead. We've only got 3 to go. We're going to do 5 per side. So really focus on getting a really nice spinal rotation. And 2. And reaching right up. And last one. Beautiful work. Let's go over to the other side. So now I'm going to reach my right arm up towards the ceiling, looking up towards my right fingertips. And then I'm going to scoop my right arm underneath my body. And then reach arm right up towards the ceiling, look towards that arm, and then your gaze follows your fingertips as you reach through to the other side. Good work. After this one, you've only got 2 more. So reach underneath, getting a really nice pivot through the spine. And 2, twist through the spine, and reach up towards the ceiling. And just last one, now reach all the way underneath and rest there. Fantastic work. Give your tail a little wag, so wiggle your hips from side to side. It will bring a nice little bit of mobility into that lumbo-pelvic region. It's always good to do that one. Okay, now from here, we're going to go down onto our elbows. So you can come down whenever you're ready, and I'll talk you through the next set of cues. So really focus on drawing your belly button into your spine and keep nice and lifted between the shoulder blades. So when I say that, I mean don't flop down. Really think about pushing through your forearms so that your chest is lifted away from the ground, as if you've got a little hot candle underneath your chin and you want to be lifting out of those shoulder blades to just get out of that heat right there. Starting off on all fours, so my elbows are down and my knees are down. I'm going to boot my little pillows out of the way. I'm going to start on my left leg first, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend that leg back, bring it up high, and then bring that knee back in. So kick the leg back with a little lift at the top. So I straighten the leg and then I lift it up towards the ceiling. Really trying to keep your balance nice and strong across both elbows. So you don't want to be putting all of the weight onto that right side. So tuck the knee in and then kick the leg back. And tuck the knee in and kick the leg back. Let's go for 6 more. Should be starting to feel both glutes working a little bit in different ways. And 4. And 3, tuck, then kick. Draw that belly button into your spine. Really feel the abdominals working. 2. And let's go 1 more here. Great work. Let's switch sides now. So now I'm going to straighten my right leg away and then lift that leg towards the ceiling. Knee tucks under, kick the leg high. And you'll see here I'm trying to keep my pelvis as still as possible. So don't let your belly button come closer towards the floor. Do not dump through the tummy. Just focus on your hips doing the work. Your little glutes. We have got 4 more. And 3. And 2. And last one here. Fantastic work. Beautiful. Coming all the way down, so it's a really nice transition onto the floor, just like this. So elbows resting on the floor now, and legs are going to stay long and straight. So if it is uncomfortable to be in this Sphinx position, and you feel like your back is having to work too hard, how handy are these pillows today? You can rest your chest on the pillows just like this, and it becomes a little bit more comfortable, but don't get too comfy. Just use it as a little bit of a support. That's only if you're struggling to stay in this upright position like a Sphinx. So shoulders are back and down, and chin is tucked slightly to the chest. So I don't want to see you straining your neck here. You really want to maintain a really nice long back of your neck. Shoulders are back and down, and collarbones are open and smiling. Now from here, we're going to go into a slight bit of coordination. Now if you lose the coordination, just follow the general gist of the movement and you'll still get some good benefits. I'm going to demonstrate first, then you can come and join me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bend at my left knee with a pointed foot. Then I'm going to go back halfway, flex the foot, and then pull the heel back in. And then my foot lowers all the way back down to the ground. So I'll show you one more time, and then you can join me. We'll start on the same leg. So I'm going to bring a pointed foot in, then I'm going to go back halfway, flex the foot, and pull back in again, and then lower that foot all the way back down. And we're going to alternate to make it even more difficult. How fun. It's too early in the morning for this, isn't it? So starting off on the left side, we're going to go pointed foot in, back halfway, flex, pull in, lower back down. Let's go to the right side. Pointed foot in, halfway back, flex the foot, pull in, and lower back down. So pointed foot comes in, back halfway, flex, pull in, and then lower back down. Pointed foot comes in, back halfway, flex, and pull in. This is one that is a really good one because I find it quite meditative because I cannot think about anything else, or otherwise I completely muck up my little positioning of my foot. So just focus entirely on this. Pointed toe comes in, flexed foot comes in. Pointed toe comes in, flexed foot comes in. Let's go two more on each side. Pointed, flex, pointed, flex, and last one on each side. And last one on the right. Pointed and flex. Beautiful work, really well done. We're just going to do a little bit of lifting and lowering now with our thoracic spine in this position. So what I'd like you to do is take your hands a little bit further away, lower your chest down towards the ground, and now from here, push yourself up away from the ground. So long straight arms if possible, and then come back down. Easier to take the hands even further away and just do a little lift. Harder to bring the arms in really nice and close and lift up quite tall. It is up to you. Work within the range that you've got through your spine to do these little lifts and lowers. So inhale as you come back to the floor as if you're sucking yourself back down to the mat. And then exhale as you blow away. I like to inhale through the nose and then exhale through the mouth as if I'm blowing out through a straw. That cue really helps me get my breathing working really well. So let's go for 3 more extensions away from the mat. Inhale through the nose, exhale through a straw. Inhale through a nose, exhale through a straw. And let's go one more. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, through the straw, and rest there. Fantastic. Okay, coming to lie on one side as soon as you're ready. This movement is a little bit different again, and I want you to use as much support from the mat and from your arms if you need to, I should say. But making sure that you're keeping your chest really nice and upright. So you're not going to be really flopping into the ground. I want you to think about lifting your rib cage away from the floor. Now, keeping your chest open, you might want to roll ever so slightly backwards so that your hips aren't entirely stacked. I find it's a little bit easier from that position. I'm starting off now with my left leg is bent and my right leg is long and straight. And from here, I'm going to lift my right leg off the ground and then lower it back down. So it's a little lift and lower of that right leg. Trying to keep your neck relaxed so your head should be nice and easy to move from left to right. So it's just a little lift and lower of that top leg. Now, if you would like a little bit more of a challenge, it's a lift and lower, and then a lift and a lower of the hips. Lift and a lower of the bottom leg, lift and lower of the hips. This is a really wonderful movement for the pelvic floor. And that's important for everyone, not just the ladies doing this at home. So think about lifting up through the pelvic floor as you lift that leg off the ground. So just imagine holding in a V as you lift that leg off the ground. And it's a really wonderful movement because it brings those adductors into play. We're going to go one more of each little movement here. Little leg lift and hips lift off the ground. Well done. Let's do the other side. So now I'm going to bring my left leg into a long straightened position and my right foot is planted on the ground over this side. Keeping my chest really nice and proud, and then I'm going to start off just with a simple leg lift and lower. So I'm using my inner thigh muscles and my pelvic floor and core to lift that leg up and down off the ground. Little progression here when you're ready is a leg lift, then a hip lift. And little leg lift, little hip lift. Doesn't have to be big, it's just strengthening those shoulders with that little hip lift off the ground. Little leg lift, little hip lift. You can be in whatever position you find to be most comfortable. Let's go 3 more. And lift, and 2. And last one here. Fantastic work. Well done. Let's lie on our side now and do a little bit of a glute series. We're not too far from the end now, but we're going to go into a clamshell series. Something I will suggest is that if you would like to, you can use your cushions here to rest your head on for the clamshells that we're going to go into. For more of a challenge, if you are up for progressing the exercise this week, you can sit up really nice and tall and rest your body weight on your forearm. That's only if it's comfortable enough to do that. Slide your shins forward so that they're parallel with the side of the mat or the carpet that you're lying on, and then bring your knees into about 110-degree position with your body. So you're not right up at 90, you're a little bit further away. From here, I like to plant my top hand on the mat, no matter where you're lying. So even if you're lying down, I still like your top hand planted. And now from here, we're going to open and close the top knee only. Chest stays nice and proud, hips stay stacked, top pelvis pushes away from your rib cage, and we're just going to do 15 per side. Opening and closing, keeping the chest really nice and proud. Imagine that you're balancing a little dinner plate on top of the side of your shin, and you don't want to spill it towards yourself or towards your foot. So make sure that that knee is not being lazy with the lift. Let's go for 6 more, and 5, and 4, and 3. Good work. Should be starting to feel that little glutey now. And last one here. Fantastic work. Let's roll over to the other side. So now you can resting your head, so you can bring your pillows with you, or you can just be rested up on your elbow, whatever is most comfortable. Keep your collarbones open, keep your hip bones stacked. Your shins are parallel with the side of the mat, and your knees or thighs are about 110 degrees with the rest of your body. So not quite a right angle. And we're going to open and lower that whole top leg. Really focus on the movement coming from the hip. Lift and lower. And 5. Really squeeze the glute as you lift and lower. This one's feeling it more than the other one. 8. And 9. And 10. We've only got 5 to go now. And 4. And 3. All from that hippie dip. 2. And last one here. Fantastic work. Okay, final movement now is coming with your pillows ready to support the upper back. Now this is one that I want you to take really gently, especially if you know that you've got a stiff mid-spine or thoracic spine. I'm going to demonstrate first, and you can see if you feel it would be appropriate for your back. So I'm going to start off by lying all the way down over the cushions, making sure that you're comfortable, so wiggle around as much as you need to, and then I'm going to support my head in my hands, making sure that your bottom definitely has some ground there. I'm going to open my chest up towards the ceiling, taking a nice deep breath in, and then I'm going to exhale as I roll up and look towards my inner thighs. Sorry about those dogs barking. Don't know if you can hear it through your side. Exhale and roll back up. Inhale to extend over the top of the pillows. Exhale to roll back up. So you'll see here, as I've got a little bit more cushion to roll over, I can extend my spine further as I come back down. So play around with this exercise and practice it again after this video finishes. And as you exhale and roll up, tuck your tailbone without lifting it off the floor, and that will help switch on through those lower abdominals. In through the nose, breathing out through a straw. In through the nose, and imagine you've got a little straw that you're breathing out of. We've got 2 more. Tummy should be feeling it now. Deep breath in, exhale, roll up, little pelvic scoop without lifting those hips. And last one here. Beautiful work. When you're ready, extend all the way down if that feels comfortable. Some people really like that thoracic extension, others not so much. It's up to you. Just move within a comfortable range. And when you are ready, scoot down, rest your head comfy on your pillows, open your knees out wide, and rock them from side to side. Arms out wide, I should say. And Winnie has found a squeaky unicorn. You can hear her squeaking away. 3 and 2. And last one. Bring those legs in close. Tuck yourself up into a little ball. And then when you're ready, rolling up. Fantastic work. You are all done, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this little session for your Friday morning Pilates, and have a lovely, lovely weekend and Mother's Day to those of you that are mothers or have mothers. Lots of love. Bye.